G'day guys, Steve Morgan here from Australian Bass Tournaments at the conclusion of the first qualifier of the Costa BREAM Series in 2019. We're at Marlo at the moment, but this event was held across the Bemm River on day one and at Marlo on day two, and that sort of fishing requires a lot of versatility. Now, we've got a first-time ABT boater winner here, Peter Nord from Lakes Entrance. Peter showed great range through his fishing skills, and we're going to see what he used soon to take the title this weekend and take home a spot for qualifying in the grand final. You took home $4,000 in cash. You've had a great weekend, haven't you, Pete?
Yeah, couldn't believe it, $4,000. Couldn't believe it when I walked up there and saw all that money, prize money. I had no idea I was going to win that sort of cash. It was awesome.
I think what it is it's a reflection of all the time you've put in at these arenas.
Yes.
Over the years. Like, you really need to know what the fish do in an arena, when the weather does this thing, and you need to know what to throw at them. So can you run us through your event? Let's go back to the Bemm yesterday.
Yep.
What were the gun lures and how did you fish them?
The gun lure main for me was the Hurricane Vibe 37 in camo crab. That's the camo crab one, just slow hops and just very, very small lifts, maybe 20 mil off the bottom, if that, just hop, 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 and then just let it sit, and then just continue on like that, and every now and then, bang, you'd load up. But if you moved it too much, she's all over for blacks. You only just want to be lifting it a very small amount.
So that's a real difference between yellowfin fishing and the black bream fishing, isn't it? That real finesse blading.
Yes, exactly, yeah. I noticed a lot of the guys come from New South, they lift the lure way too much for blacks, yeah.
So great tip there. And and look, the Bemm itself, it's a great fishery, but you managed to catch bigger fish than anyone else. Was that just you catch all the fish on the blade, or did you use any other lure in the Bemm?
I used this Slam 47 as well. That accounted for a couple of fish, but the majority came on the blade.
Now, you've done a lot of work, modifying and designing these lures to your preferences over the years.
Yep.
This lure here, is the Bemm is a place where it was designed to fish, or is
mainly Gippsland Lakes, for around Gippsland Lakes, but just a deep diving lure that you could probably fish it in any system, really. I've caught fish all over the place with it, really. Yeah.
Now, what sort of tackle do you fish the blade on, especially? Let's talk about blading at the Bemm River. What line and leader, and what do you do?
I use a duff rod. It's 7 foot, especially made for me. It's very, very stiff action, and 3 pound fire line crystal and 4 pound leader.
So real finesse.
Yes, very, very finesse. Yeah.
Now let's. You were leading going into day two.
Yep.
How confident are you at Marlo here?
I was pretty confident coming in. I had two options. I actually had a very good pre-fish in the Broddy, probably caught 15 odd legals. And I was confident there would be some fish caught in Coringal, so I had to make a decision last night. Will I go to the Broddy or will I go into Coringal? And I thought if I went to the Broddy, it might be 3.5 kilos, and I knew that wouldn't win it, so I made the decision to go into Coringal because there's 4 kilo plus bags normally come out of there.
So how did your day pan out, and what did you use today?
I used the Twitch 50 mainly in UV prawn, and took me a little while to work out what was going on. The water in there today was very, very dirty. So I was just working the lure very, very slowly. Just give it a little bang it into the bottom, let it sit, bang it into the bottom, because I thought the bream was probably having trouble seeing the lure. When they did see the lure, I didn't want to pull it away from them and have it disappear. So, and I put a bit of S factor on it as well to try and trick it up a bit. Yeah,
you were trying to stack all the odds in your favour. Now, it was windy, but it wasn't as windy as the grand final that we had down here. Yeah. Were they sort of ideal conditions for the lake, or do you like a little less wind?
No, I reckon it was ideal, absolutely ideal. I could see the fish on the hummingbird sounder. The side imaging is absolutely awesome. You could see the fish there. They were just like grazing around, but they just wouldn't fly, so you just had to get one every now and then that would have a look at your lure and just take hold of it. Basically.
When you were driving in to the finish, did you think you had enough to win?
No, I didn't. I thought Brad Hodges might have me. I thought, it's an average, because if I had 5 kilos, I might have thought, but I thought, I might have 3.5 to 4, but it weighed a little bit better, so I was thinking 50-50. I wasn't sure, but so Brad didn't get onto him today, so I was lucky, really.
Oh, mate, you need to catch the right fish at the right time, and that's what you did. Look, this is your first event win as an ABT boat. Are there any sponsors you want to thank?
Not really. I sponsor myself, really. The only thing I could say to anyone coming into the ABT, it's absolutely fantastic. The atmosphere's just really friendly these days, but is to relax, because when I first started doing these tournaments, I would get myself too wound up, Now I just go out fishing like I'm going for a social fish with a little bit more seriousness to it, and I found my fishing has improved in the tournaments out of sight. Just so if anyone's coming in, that's probably my tip. Learn to relax, which is hard when you first start.
There you go. Some great tips there from the Marlo magician today. This is Peter Nord and Steve Morgan checking out from the back lawn of the Marlo pub.